All right, so now we're back with another episode of the Everything Big Willie Show. We got a big guest today. As you see him on the 71 jersey today. I mean, it's my 71, but it's in honor of the new 71 at the Bengals. My boy Amarius Mims. Man. Thanks for having coming on today, bro. Appreciate you for having me. It's all good, man. Just want to bring you on, bro, and talk about your rookie season. Talk a little Georgia football and what you expect for the upcoming season. But one thing I wanted to start with was I saw a video of my boy Jim who they had on his Instagram page. It was you in high school. It was, bro, I didn't think it was real. I called Jim last night before. Was that really a marriage? I said, because that shit like it was a cartoon. What grade were you in then?
That was my I want to say my senior year. Oh, that was my senior year. We were playing Northeast Macon.
Wow. And how much were you wearing your senior year in high school?
I was like 315, 320.
315.
I'm probably the best in my life.
Huh? Again?
That day in my life.
That's crazy. That's crazy. 1986. I was 6'1", 160 pounds in middle school, bro. By the time I was 13, I had grown to 6'4", 260. In 1989, at my ninth grade year, I was 6'5" and a half, 275. I thought for sure I was gonna be 6'8", 6'9". If I had gotten your height and your size, your height, I'd be hooping. My goal was to hit 6'8", 6'9", bro. I quit growing at 6'5", and it broke my heart. How tall were you in the sixth grade? Do you remember?
I was not that tall sixth grade. I was always taller than everybody, but I wouldn't say I didn't get 6 foot until maybe like eighth grade, ninth grade year.
6 foot.
Mhm.
I'm really pissed off now. I'm really pissed off now because I quit growing at 8th, 9th grade.
Yeah, my freshman year I played basketball and I got hurt my knee. I had something go on my knee. Had to have surgery on it. I came back literally in like 4 month in a 4 month span from January all the way to the summer, starting going into my 10th grade year. I grew like 5, 6 inches. So I came back. I was like 6'6". I kid you not. It was
Bro,
wild.
who is that doctor, bro? That doctor must have added some shit in your knees.
Man,
Gosh. What year of high school you starting, dude? What year you started?
Man, I didn't start to my sophomore year of high school. Really, sophomore junior year of high school.
Okay, about normal. And did you play any other sports?
Yes, sir. I did shot put and track, and then I played a little bit of basketball. After I hurt my knee, I was like, nah, it is what it is. God, but I've always played like just like middle school. I played a little in high school, and even when I didn't play, I always, like I said, in the gym, I always had fun. I just,
No doubt. Man, I first heard of you. I got a text. I'm gonna send to you. My boy Damian Craig. He's now the receiver coach at Georgia State, but he was at Florida State. He was quarterback coach at Florida State. He played with me at Auburn. He was my quarterback, one of my quarterbacks at Auburn. I grew up with him in Mobile, Alabama. He was at LSU. He was last at Texas A&M with Jimbo. In 2020, I had a text. I saw it on my phone yesterday. He sent me a text saying, "Hey, who was that kid that married Mims? Do you know him?" I was like, "Nah, I don't know who that is." I said, but I had another kid that I was trying to get recruited. I said, but everybody's calling me about linemen, but I never heard of the kid that married Mims. And I saw you on the video 24/7. I said, oh, that's the kid that my boy Damian Craig was talking about because you was a highly ranked 5-star guy out of high school. What makes you pick? I've been living in Atlanta since '96, so I went to Auburn, and I get all the Georgia love over here. You know, the Auburn Georgia hate is a big ass rivalry,
yeah.
and I'm always wondering like when we can get these linemen like Amarius at Auburn. What made you pick Georgia? Were you always a Georgia fan out of high school? Most kids are in Georgia.
Be honest with you, growing up, I didn't watch Georgia football. My first Georgia football game that I watched was on a recruiting visit when they played Notre Dame.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
I was a Bama fan growing up. Like,
So,
me and my dad sat down every Saturday, watch Alabama football. I kid you not, man.
wow. So in Mobile, where I'm from, it's all Alabama country. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I grew up a diehard Bama fan. I grew up hating Auburn. You know what I mean? And I picked Auburn my senior year. I was number one lineman in the state in the country. And I picked Auburn out of the blue too. So I understand that, but I would have thought for sure all y'all Georgia boys were diehard Georgia fans.
Nah, man, that's not like some guys are. Some guys, like I said, have their mind dead set. Like when they grow up, like they want to go to a certain school. But man, I was dead set. Like I remember just sitting. I was like, man, if I ever get off from Bama, I'm going to Bama. Then I got offered. I don't know. I took a visit like that next week, man. Me, my mom, my dad,
Wow.
man, like good experience, man. But then after that, I want to say what made me change my mind was during that towards the end of the signing day,
Mm.
Coach Flood and Coach Sark went to Texas, and I was like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep. Yep. Wow. So you get to Georgia, and Georgia is known since Kirby's been there. I remember Kirby's first. I live in Atlanta, so I remember Kirby's first press conference. He said, "We are too small on the O line," and he said, "In order for us to get to the national promise that I wanted to get, we got to get some big dudes." And so you come to Georgia, and Georgia every year they're loaded with linemen. So how was your experience? You first went there. Was State Thorold your coach, O line
Matt,
coach
Matt
in the
Luke's my
beginning?
Matt Luke's my first coach.
That's right. Matt Luke was. That's right. That's right.
So I remember, man, when he first took the job, I had to go to Pittman Left. One of his first stops was my school. I want to say he went to see Broderick. He went to see Tate. Then he came to see me because those guys were finna get there. I
Yep.
was
Yep.
they had like another year. Man, I was one of his first stops, and I just remember him talking to me. So we had a great conversation. He stayed for about an hour, and it's crazy because right when I got to school, it starts like 8 o'clock classes. He's standing in the middle of our commons area before school even start, waiting on me to get down there. So I talked to him, chopped it up. He was like, "Man, like I said, we have a good recruiting class coming in and all that good stuff." So I really, like I said, after that point, I was like, I don't really care. I'm not really scared of competition and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Fast forward. I remember I signed, I get there. I get in the room, I'm about 7 tackle deep. I'm
Loaded. Loaded.
mad at Jamari, Broderick, Warren,
Project.
Owen Connor, because Owen Connor was starting at one point before he got
That's right.
I want to say against Arkansas. Xavier Truss. I was Chad Lindbergh. I was like, bro, I'm never gonna play. I was like, what did I just do? I'm tough.
Yeah, man. That remind me of the stories of the guy, speaking of Alabama's old running back room, and you had like 4 or 5 pros that were backing up other pros, and Bama room just waiting their turn. Like we at Auburn always full of Georgia. Like, damn, how Georgia get this? You guys stay loaded, stay deep. So as a freshman, you came as a freshman and being a highly touted guy. I was highly touted, and I thought out of high school that if I didn't start my freshman year, that I would be a bust.
Man,
Like, I was number one lineman in the country, and everybody back home was like, "Oh yeah, man, no, he was just bigger than everybody in high school." And let's see what he do to get to Auburn. I got to Auburn and got hurt the first week of training camp, but both of my arches fell. And man, I was so damn sad and depressed because all I kept thinking about was everybody back home is not going to see me play, and
that,
they're going to
that's
say,
the
"I
worst.
told you, his big ass got to Auburn and couldn't play." You know what I mean?
That's the
So
worst. That's the worst part. It's not even like about with your teammates. It's just that like that voice in the back of your head. Everybody back home gonna doubt you and be like,
mm-hmm,
"Oh, he just can throw them little kids around and cock them
mm-hmm,
like that."
mm-hmm.
But up there, he can't do it. That's the first thing that go on in your head for anything. I promise you. I felt the same exact way.
Bro, I'm telling you, all those big guys are still the same because, I tell folks, I remember a couple years ago now, I trained Paris Johnson since he was like 15 years old. So, and Paris, came to Atlanta, came to stay with me for 2 or 3 weeks, and he grew to be number one lineman in the country. Him and Broderick, worked with
Yeah.
Broderick too, Broderick Jones. So, Paris' senior year, one of his highlight tapes went crazy. I forgot.
Yeah,
Maybe off the radar.
He blocked Buddy Helmet off. I remember that.
Yeah, it went crazy. In the comments, there were kids and adults all saying, "He ain't gonna be nothing. He just bigger than everybody." And that drove me into a rage. So I'm in the comments arguing with people about Paris. Like, yo, bro, he can't help that he's bigger than them. I'm like, when he get the, and it was funny, after he got drafted, somebody commented on the video, because it was the old video. They said, he probably be a bust in college. I said, bro, he just went 6th pick in the draft like 2 weeks ago.
Ain't no bluff in that.
What are you talking about, bro? So big guys always get a bad label, bro, because you're the biggest guy, and people think, people can't relate to big guys. I call it Shaq syndrome. Like when Shaq came out, big men weren't marketable
Yeah.
until Shaq started coming out, and Shaq made himself marketable. He made himself to a person that a likable person because the average person can't relate to 7'1", 350. You know what I mean? Or our height and size. You know, and I always say I had a joke going for a long time. I say until Biggie and Shaq came out, big dudes were not in. They were not in. Biggie and Shaq, made big dudes, clean up, put suits on, look good. You know what I mean? And like I say, in high school, bro, I told Lane Johnson the story last week. I did not want to be an offensive lineman because as a 14-year-old kid, I was thinking about if I play offensive line, no girl's gonna ever hear my name call. I mean, and at 14, I don't care about girls. If I play defense, my man get called. My mama gonna hear my name called. Bro, I'm not playing O-line ever again. I played in Little League ball and in middle school. I was determined not to be an offensive lineman, but been a career lineman. And so I get that whole big thing, man. And being a big guy, it comes pressure with that because expectations are folks want you to be good right away. And they don't realize that the position that we play is probably, I think, is the hardest skill in all of football is to play offensive lineman because one, you got to want to play it. You know, dads don't go outside, moms don't go outside and play blocking with their kids. They go outside and play throwing, catch. No one go outside to play blocking. So being a big guy, be a lineman, I think is the hardest skill to learn. We talk about you being at Georgia, being in a room full of tackles. Did you play any of your freshman year?
Oh man, I got the garbage time freshman year. It was wild. I just remember, like I said, it was a process. I was just like, dang, I had worked my way up to the number 2 right tackle because Broderick was the number 2 tackle. I remember, and one game that like really made me realize, like, okay, like, is this really for me? Or like it made me think about it like this. Like, either I need to improve or is this really for me? Or like am I gonna be a good lineman? I remember South Carolina game. Oh man, my coach subbed me in whenever we were taking a knee against South Carolina. And then I remember walking off the field and he asked me, how was it? And I was like, oh my God. Like, I never want to be in that situation ever again. I don't know what what triggered me in that moment, but in that moment, man, I remember calling, man, my dad. I was so upset that day. We won. We beat South Carolina. It was a night game. Everybody happy lit. I went home, I went back to my dorm, and I just sat there and just I I don't know what sent me over the top about that moment, but when he asked me that, oh man, I'll never forget that moment.
I mean, because that's big. That's big, man, because I mean, that's one of the biggest adjustments that a lot of guys, all positions, but lineman is the hardest one because most time it's going to be very rarely you go to a big time school like Georgia and you start as a freshman.
Yeah.
As a receiver, you can go play. You can play as a running back.
Yeah.
You can go play as a defensive back, D-line, and you see all your boys playing. And you're the 5-star All-American, and all of a sudden you go a whole year without playing. It's just tough.
It do
Bro, I understand, bro, and I was fortunate enough to play my freshman year at Auburn. My coach, he didn't want to play me, but I was like, ain't no way in the hell I'm getting redshirted. You know what I mean? But working with young guys now, I tell guys now, man, don't get down because I've seen guys going into depression because you go from playing in high school, being a guy to not playing at all, and you're playing on a big time team like Georgia, you're winning, so you can't say anything selfish. You want to be a team guy, but at the same time, like, man, look, I've been playing football for 7 straight 8 years. Now all of a sudden, I'm not playing. So you go into your sophomore year, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that.
Man, sophomore year, I remember vividly because that was the best spring I ever had in my entire life. I'm talking about healthy. I just remember vividly, like, I was like, I'm gonna start. Like, that was in my I had one of my closest friends over me, Warren McClendon. He already
Warren. I trained Warren too for the draft too. Yep.
He started ahead of me the year before, and I thought he was leaving. He came back. I was like, oh God, well, we got to work. We got to work. Spring was going so good. Then I remember sitting down with Coach. He was like, "Right now we're gonna go with Warren going into fall camp." I said, "Forget this. I'm leaving. I'm
Oh,
going to the portal, man. It's gone. I'm gone." So I talked to my mom and dad. I remember, man. I came home, talked to my mom and dad. It took me a long time to get in the portal. We fought tooth and nail to get in there. I'll be honest with you. It was like a week process just for me to get in the portal because like
yes.
it was not my coaches was not having it. But I guess like I said, like I look back on it, they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at that point. Because at that point, I was
Mhm.
like, I'm ready to go. Like I just had this good spring. I put together all this tape. I graded the highest in both scrimmages. I was like, man, I just knew I was gonna start. G-Day was good. I knew I was gonna start. Man, they told me that broke me. I was like, all right, I'm going. I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere else. So during that time, I couldn't visit any SEC school because they passed that little law.
They passed that law. Yep.
You couldn't transfer inside of the
Division, the conference.
to the
Mhm.
conference. So
Mhm.
my immediate thought, what team was I highly recruited by that wasn't SEC? And I remember Florida State.
So listen. So pause right there.
Yeah.
All it's coming back to me. Listen. So who caught a touchdown in the spring game that year?
Oh, they threw it to me. I didn't score it though.
So listen, bro. Being in the O-line world, all these coaches called me, right?
Mhm.
Everybody called me for players, high school, transfer portal. I mean, I want to get him in there. They get him in trouble. It is what it is. Coach Atkins called me. This is one of the things. He said, yo, they said, he said, man, they trying to keep her in that by throwing him a damn pass in the damn spring game. I said, oh, that's the big kid in America. He said, yeah, we trying to get it. We need him. Said, let's get a first round pick, Willie. I said, man. And that's how I knew. I thought it was you or Warren. They threw a pass to one of y'all.
It was
Because
yeah, the pass, bro.
damn sure Atkins was the Florida State line coach at the time. And he said, yo, man, Jordan know damn well they loaded. Let him go, man. And he said, man, they threw my damn pass in the spring game trying to keep him happy.
Man.
And then I looked up, you stayed. So talk about that. You stand there, Joe.
It was a lot that played in that, man. Some stuff I don't even know I can discuss. Some stuff I can't.
Don't do it then. Don't skip it.
But
Don't
overall,
do it.
it just came down to like honestly just sitting down having a grown man talk with my dad, and I was just talking. I remember saying like after the visit, I said I wanted to go back to Georgia. He was like, you know what come with that, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, it's a grown man decision. You got to go back. You got to go look all your teammates and all your coaches that you left. I was like, yeah, I knew it. I talked to Coach Smart, talked to Coach McGee. I already knew what the repercussions was. They told me you got to stand in front of the team room. I got to
Oh wow.
makeup workouts. I was pushing Ram 1500s and all for the practice.
Wow.
I had missed the spring game because I had missed the second spring game because that was
Okay.
before I had went to Porter like right in that little week. I missed like a week. And man, I just remember talking to my dad. I was like, yeah, I want to go back. I want to prove it. I can be a first round tackle at Georgia. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I told my I had two goals. I wanted to be 3 and done, and I wanted to be a first round tackle. I don't know. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was like, I told my dad that I remember. And then I went back. Whew, man, me and Coach Cochran, we had some, man, 3 hard workouts. I'm talking about. Oh, I'm like, if I knew I was going to do this, man, I should have just stayed. I should have went to Florida State and that's the game. But no, doing them workouts really helped me because, like I said, I matured in my mind. Like I said, I went into camp, my sophomore year camp, and I had, like I said, I already had a good spring, then I had a real good camp. So I'm like, oh man, like I'm getting some 1 reps. Me and Warren splendid 1 reps at this point. So, man, it going either way. Man, we get to before week 1, right after camp, I'm start. Man, Cole hit me with it. We're going with Warren. I said, oh my God. And me and Warren, he like a big brother to me.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
To this day. And I'm talking about, oh my God, I'm hurt. I'm like, God. I ain't gonna never play. I ain't gonna never play. We get ready for Oregon. Coach was like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 3-man rotation at tackle. I said, huh? He said, we are so deep on this O-line. We got 8 guys who played there, 8, 9 guys that play every
I
game.
remember that. That was the second championship, right?
Second championship.
Yeah.
So he was like a 3-man tackle rotation. Me, Warren, and Broderick. Broderick, I remember me and Broderick, me and Broderick tight too. He was like, man, I ain't doing that. Coach, we gotta find a way to make it work. So Coach said like every 2 drives we rotate. I was
I
like, man.
always wondered. See, I didn't know you then. So I was with Broderick. I was like, damn, why Broderick playing the game so damn much? Like, y'all play Auburn, and he was up there 2-3 series.
Yeah.
Did he get benched?
No. It was crazy because I remember Coach saying in that first game we went to Oregon. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna play. I'm not like I'm over there stretching, getting ready. I'm like, first drive go by, we score. Second drive, score. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna play. Coach
Not
at
gonna
Coach at Mims, you in? I said, huh?
play.
I know because I went to the right and Warren went to left. And then ever since then, man, my sophomore year, we did that every game, man. Every
Wow.
game.
Wow.
Then it got down to the playoffs. LSU game, Warren got hurt. And
Yeah.
Warren had got hurt against LSU, so I filled in with him. We finished that game out. We won that game 50-30, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State game come up. I remember that week I was seeing red. I was like, they had a highly touted DN. They had
They
Zach
did.
Harrison. They had
Yeah.
the JC kid, the Jack Sawyer. I was like, man, I gotta ball this game. In my head, I'm knowing Warren finna come back. Warren finna be ready. I sat down with Coach. I said, Coach, I'm starting this game. I said, Warren, my boy, but I am starting this game. I don't nobody you don't have to come pull me off the field. If you don't want me to start, you gotta pull me off the field.
Take my equipment.
At this point, like either I'm starting, or I'm not dressing out. At this point, it go one of them 2 ways. And then I remember Coach was like, "You start." He was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Man, Coach, I've been ready for this moment forever." And I knew, like, if I did good against them guys right there, that can put me on the radar. It's
No doubt. No
the
doubt.
finals, man, against Ohio State, man. They got
No doubt.
man. I win a game, man. I felt like I was so locked in. That's probably the best games I ever played in my life, man. And then I remember
Wow.
after that game, we had the Natty. And you know what happened that year? We played TCU. Bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, after that game, man, my name I felt like everybody was talking about me. I remember that vividly. I was like, man, like that was the game that really changed my life. I feel like especially
It takes one
like,
game sometime. It
yeah,
takes one game sometime, man. Like my junior year, I had a knee injury, so I left my junior year Auburn too. My junior year probably was my worst year because I had a knee sprain. I missed a couple games, but the Bengals told me they drafted me off my sophomore year. We played at Florida. Florida's ranked number 1 in the country.
oh yeah,
We ended up beating Florida, and they had my boy Kevin Carter was the first round defensive end, doing like top 5 pick. I shut him down my sophomore year, and they told me, yeah, we really drafted you off your sophomore year. That game you had against Florida. And so I tell guys all the time, man, those big time matchups, especially in SEC every damn week is a big time matchup, but you know you got to get up to play those big time guys, man, and never know which game will change your life. Now you're going to your junior year. You're a full-time starter now, all right? You guys won back-to-back national championships. Is your mindset on still leaving your junior year?
man, my mindset is balling and leaving, man. Honestly, I wanted to ball. I wanted man be a first round pick, but it's crazy. You have similar stories because my junior year, like fast forward, we play UT Martin. We play Ball State, UT Martin. It's like one of them games where it's like, man, it's so slow paced. You didn't play up to your standard. You know what I'm saying? It's just it could be so
All the
much
time.
ball.
Those small schools, man. Mine was Eastern Michigan. We beat them, but I play like crap, bro. Like it's terrible. Like
And boss, but that's how I was against UT Martin. I was like, it just got to the point where I was like, dang, like it was that easy. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, dang, man, like I'm watching the tape back, and I'm like, I'm really playing like this. This is bad. Then I go to Ball State. I play a little better. I play better. Then I go to South Carolina. Right, like I said, it's SEC, and man, I'm winning that game. I'm playing pretty good, man. I'm blocking on like I said, a zone to the right. I feel somebody crushing my ankle. my teammate Tate beside on my right guard, slammed the dude on my ankle.
Hey, my boy Tate.
6 games, done. I'm down for 6 games. I was like, oh man, had to have surgery. Had a tightrope. That's 6 weeks, man. I was like, at this point, I was like, all right, well, got to get healthy, come back during this season. And then I was like, at this point, man, we come back for senior year. You know what I mean? I got 3 games left. I'm coming back for senior year. 3-4 games left. Man, what it is, man. I remember coming back, Ole Miss game. I was like, Coach, I'm starting. Like, I was a starter at the beginning of the season. I'm starting now. Coach like, we're going with trust. I was like,
wow.
Oh man, okay. Well, we started that game off. It was like it's like a whole method he had because he was like Ernest was gonna be the next guy. Like I said, after me and Trust left, because he knew like me and Trust was on the way out. Either this year or the next year. So he was like, he can't make his young 5-star tackle mad right now, or he can't like make him when he like you know what I'm saying, like he gotta start him in a way. In a sense, like, you know, he was like I said, he was doing the next 5-star in line. So he was boom, man. After I got in, I didn't get back out. I told him I wasn't getting back out. So and then Tennessee, man. We going on the road to Tennessee, and we hate each other. We hate it. There was always a hate between Tennessee,
No doubt,
and Auburn. It's just, I mean, it's what it is, man.
It is what it is.
And then I remember we had to go over there, 105,000 people screaming. Already they hate me because you know about the whole the high school thing where I had it was some NCAA violation where they recruited me or whatever, and that was going crazy. It was, man, they barking, man, they mad at me. I'm talking about, I was like, this got to be a good game. And I remember I was like, I got to play a good game this game because they had some good DNs. They had Tyler Barron, they had James Pierce, the guy who just got drafted first.
Yeah.
And I remember we go into the stadium. We can't hear nothing. They kick the ball off. Boom. Fair catch. First play of the game, we on defense. 75-yard touchdown to the crib.
I remember that.
It erupted. I was like, we can't hear nothing. It was bad. And then they were still yelling. We get on the field for offense. We can't hear nothing with Carson saying. We were never on silent count. We were always on the clock.
Wow. Oh my God.
We never practiced silent. Like we never thought.
Oh my God.
So we was like, oh,
nightmare for tackle.
Nightmare for tackle. I'm looking back at Carson. He was like, bro, I can't hear nothing. We can't hear nothing. Man, me and Ernest confused. And I remember Ted was like, dude, I can't hear. So I guess Ted thought that he clapped and said to fall straight back with the ball in his hand. First play, false start. I was like, oh, all right, y'all. It's gonna get bad, real bad. So, man, we get the drive moving. Boom, we get like 3 points, whatever. Then after that, man, I just remember slowly the crowd got quieter and quieter and quieter till we up like 20-some points. And
that is.
Boom. And then one more game after that, we had Georgia Tech. I mean, it's like I said, it's an in-state rivalry, but it's the ACC. Man, they played us better than any team we probably played.
They did. They did. Yep.
I don't know what was their offense was clicking. I was like, man, we scoring. They come back and score. I was like, listen here. Every time I put like freshman, sophomore year, man, we killed them.
It was blowouts, yeah.
They have enough of that. Because let me tell you, I was like,
Brent Key came in and changed their mindset. Yeah, he did.
He got like, we need to lock in because we about to lose, man. I'm talking about it was wild. And it went down to the wire, but we ended up winning. And then we get the SEC championship, we play Bama. That's the game we all had marked on the calendar, especially me, because I had Dallas Turner and I had Chris Bradwell. So I'm like, I know both of them doing some be first round picks. So I'm like, all right, I got to do this game. So fast forward, coach, I'm talking about they got 2 of the dominant, the most dominant edges. What are our tackles gonna do? And all that good stuff. So I'm like, man, I'm not scared. I mean, I'm ready. So we get in the game. Man, I remember I had a first 2 drives. I felt I was playing the best football of my life. Me and Tate go pass off a twist, 3rd drive. Man, he stepped down on my ankle, the one that was on the top. And I go and I'm over there like going to set out, and then boom, I just remember feeling that same feeling that I felt like got hurt almost. And I was like, oh my God. And I tried to like step it out, but like it was at the point where it was like my foot like went dead on me. Like I'm dragging it. I was like, oh my God. So I limp over to the sideline. Coach like, you good? I'm like, I'm gonna get on the bike. I gotta get this right. I get a spat. I get immediately I go get another spat. I get a harder spat and try to move around, but my ankle is not doing what I need to do right now. So I get a drive off. I'm trying to get my ankle right, and then boom, man! It never like it just was back to the same old ankle again. So turns out I ain't finished that game. My ankle was still hurting me. I got questioned so much about that game right there about was I actually hurt or what's the name? I was like, dude, this is the most important game of my life right here. I'm going against a team that I was down to. Of course, I want to beat them too. Like my only loss in college was that team previously in my freshman year, 2021. That's the only game I had lost previously. In my freshman year, of course, I want to beat them because we play LSU the next year. So like, we want to get our get back, but you know, like turns out.
So you said scouts asked you about that Bama, the Bama game?
No, it wasn't even scouts really asking me. It was more like people like Georgia fans. Like it was more in the sense like we needed you in that, like we needed you or something like that. And it was like if you would have been out there, it would probably been different. I'm like, which I think it's a chance. But then again, too, I feel like people question like, was I actually hurt? I'm like, dude, I was already battling throughout the year. At the end of the year, with a hurt ankle anyway, because
they have no idea.
Still bothering me. So, like I said, fast forward that. I sit down with my agent, sit down with my family, and they talk to me about like because at this time we got the bowl game against Florida State. Florida State whole team opting out. I'm like, oh man. So I remember sitting down with Brock Bowers, my boy. I was like, Brock, you playing? He was like, man, I don't know, man. I was like, I feel so bad for not like if we all gonna play, we all gonna play. Nobody get out there and play. But then again, like I said, I sat down with coach and I sat down with my mom, and we decided, we weren't gonna play in that game. We are gonna get ready to go train for the draft. We decided we got enough feedback back, and we was like, I need to be healthy. I need to be healthy for the combine, and I need to go have a good combine. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time I was late first. Some had me second, so I'm like, all right, I gotta go that I can, that I can move around, that I'm healthy. So I get to go. I get to training. I go down to Frisco, Texas with Duke. Man, the best decision I ever made in my life. Let me tell you, that's probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, man. Just like from the rehab process. So my ankle still bothering me. So I go talk to one of the doctors at Baylor, Scott White, and he was like, if you don't sit down and stop moving, you're not going to pass your physical at the combine. Wow. Dude, your ankle's bad. He was like, I don't know how you played. I was like, I don't know how I played either, but I can each game my ankle was hurting. It was hurting it more and more and more and more and more.
Wow.
More fat. That's an extra ankle. That's another like a heavier ankle.
Right? Plus, along with the legendary Kirby smart practices you guys had too. Man, like, folks don't realize that. People don't understand that. They don't understand, bro.
Before bowl games, stuff like that, whenever the media came, we used to do team run with our full pads on. I was like, man, people don't understand what we had to go through.
I talked to Jabari about it. I talked to Broderick about it, and it was amazing. So my junior year, and folks don't understand too. Like when you're a top ranked player, and they get on kids all the time about not playing in bowl games. So in my era, there was no sitting on bowl games. But so my first 2 years at Auburn, we were on probation, 93, 94. We go 11-0 my freshman year. We started the season off 9-0 my sophomore year. So my first 2 years, I was 20-0. We ended up tying against Georgia, and we lost to Bama. It was 9-1-1. So then my junior year, was our worst year there. I think we were like 8-3. We beat Bama. It was the first year we can go to a bowl game. So now I'm getting first round grades too. So I'm like, we beat Bama. We ain't been to a bowl game in 3 years. Our first bowl game, we playing Penn State down the Outback Bowl in Tampa. We was having a ball down there and get to the game. I'm like, bro, I got one more game in college football. This game don't mean a damn thing. So I played in the game, right? So first half, we ran. My boy Stephen Davis, who was a legendary running back for the Carolina Panthers, watching the Redskins that game. Steve ran for like 130 in the first quarter. Then he shut it down. He shut it down. Steve was like, yo, dog, I'm good. Can't do that. Steve was senior. My old line coach, I know he's looking at me. Back then, it was like forbidding for you to even think about talking about coming out. Talking to agents, boy, you about to get banned from football. Like, boy, you was like, and so I'm doing all that. I'm talking to agents, everything. Like, I'm talking, having meetings down in Florida. So I know after the game, I'm declaring. So I'm playing with Penn State. We beating the first quarter. We beating their ass. When Steve checked out, the game went downhill. I'm talking about like downhill. It's funny. I met a guy on Instagram or Twitter about a year ago. He said, "Bro, I played against you at Penn State." I said, "Oh, damn, I remember that day." He said, "Man, it's like y'all just stopped playing." Bro, we didn't even deal with that bowl game, bro. We was like, we beat Alabama, and it was like, man, I sure hope he pulled me out of this damn game. Like we was losing. I'm still playing because I haven't told him about it. I'm leaving because back then you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So my coach kind of knew it though, and he pulls me out. I think at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I was like, "Thank God," because my knee was hurt. I tell you, I hurt my knee. I had an injury my junior year that I played through a sprained knee, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So playing through that, I went to the combine, and I had to lie to the coaches, the scouts, the combine because I had a hurt knee. And back then they had something called the UB machine, where they put your knee in this machine and how you kick it for power.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Man, I lied to them so bad. So yeah, my agent said I can't do this machine. I was still hurt, bro. Like I wouldn't have passed it.
Man.
I was like, so I don't mind guys sitting out, bro. Like you gotta like once you've given the university basically your life and your efforts for 3-4 years. If it's not playing for it's different now. Playing for playoffs and championships is different. But those meaningless bowl games, like, come on, man. Like, come on, y'all gotta understand. I've given you my season. I give you my life. You know, this one bowl because the NFL don't give a damn. Several years ago, tight end for the I think it's for Notre Dame got hurt. Linebacker got hurt. First round pick got hurt in the bowl game. Fourth round pick. The NFL don't give a damn about you not playing and he gave it all for his team. They don't give a damn about that. If you hurt, they're gonna hold it against you. So I clearly understand, bro. You know, your feelings about not playing and getting yourself ready. So now you go through all that. No, one last question about college. Give me a Kirby Smart story. Like, you know, we all heard the speeches he gave before the game, halftime, and speeches are legendary. Every time I see Kirby's my guy, man. Give me one legendary story about Kirby if you got one.
Man, so it's really two. I'm gonna say honestly, because it's crazy because my freshman year, I was 5-star coming in. I remember me and my boy Michael Moore, we've been locked in since high school. Man, we freshmen. We done forgot where to go whenever practice started. One of our first practices. Coach always said, if you don't know where to go, you better run. Like, tell like you know where to go. Run somewhere. Everybody break. It's just us two. We the biggest ones on the team just about, other than Jordan Davis at the time. And we just stand in the middle, don't know where to go. Man, I just feel a freeze, man. Like the whole earth froze, man. Like time stopped, everything stopped. And I heard the mic come on. I was, oh my God. I hear him screaming, look who it is. Look who it is. I was like, 2 5-stars. They ain't got to run to it. I was like, oh, it ain't even like that, because we just don't know where to go. So, like, it's our first practice, man. We got there early too. Like we're still in high school, mind you. Like not even enrolled. We was coming into practice whenever they were playing Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Man, he gave us a bid. I can't even say all them words that he said. That was crazy. And then two, it was one practice we had my junior year. Man, I'm feeling good, man. We starting practice good, man. It just, I don't know why we always had this little joke where he always messed with me. I don't know why. He just always found me, no matter what I was doing. I could be doing good, that he just liked to talk. Man, I'm talking about. It felt like every NFL team was there that day. It felt like all NFL teams was there that day, and for some reason he picked me. He picked me to test. I was like, he went off on the mic. I don't even know what I did. I was just individual, just doing drills with Coach Searle. He was like, there he is, Amarius Mims. He was like, he ain't that good, y'all. Y'all don't want him. He don't want. He was like he don't want to give effort. I don't even know what I did, man, to this day. I never understood what I did. But it got to the point where he kept going. Well, I'm like, all right, I'm starting to get mad now. I'm really starting to get mad because I don't even know what I'm doing. Then I just pause and look at him. Then he was like, look at him, y'all. He's stopping. I was like, God. And I'm talking about every NFL scout, GM.
Oh my goodness, man.
And I was just like, oh my God. So we get ready to go to team run. I'm like, Coach Mark, his defensive coach at heart. We love him.
Yep.
He love
Yep.
offense.
Yep.
At the time,
He loved defense.
He loved his defense. So we like, y'all,
He loved his defense.
we're finna kill them. We are fixing to kill them. I was like, man, we went to team run. Oh, man, I remember we got on the defense so bad. Oh, we got on them bad. The whole O-line was hot. Man, I never forget the first play. Mims had a B block, man. We drove, man, God, I ain't gonna say the teammate, but we drove one of our teammates like 20 yards down the field and dunked them. Man. We was hot.
And defensive coaches, defensive head coaches, they whole day get messed up when the defense play bad.
Oh, man, defense, when defense have a bad practice, the whole practice horrible.
Whole practice horrible.
Browns go catch a one-hand pass off the
You don't care.
Parsons can throw a behind the back pass to Mahomes if you wanted to, no matter what, man.
No bad.
It played bad in college, man.
Yep.
It was a bad practice.
Yep.
It was a bad practice.
That's funny, man. My O-line coach, Rick Trickey, was a very well-known O-line coach with a very well-known temper. So actually, Stacey Thurl was my GA my freshman year at Auburn. So Stacey raised me. Stacey had me running. I had to run many stadiums. I got in trouble. And Stacey would not. He would not negotiate with you. He said, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but we're going to run these stadiums. Oh man, I'd be so mad at Stacey, man. But O-line coach, he was
man.
My O-line coach do the same thing. When the scouts come out there, who the F y'all looking at? I hope it ain't Willie Anderson. All American my ass. Damn first round pick. I'm just like, oh, for real? All right, watch this.
I'm like, do you like me? Do you like
But my coach, those kind of coaches to me are the best coaches though, because my coach Rick Trickett was a psychology major, and he was a Marine vet. So everything is about war and mental warfare with him. And it's one of the reasons why I think NFL teams and my friends who play in the Pac-12 different conference, they get mad when I say this, but it's one of the reasons why they come get the big guys out of the SEC, because the practices that you guys go through and the mental warfare you got, it just translates to the NFL. And not many divisions. Not saying that we all know smaller divisions guys have came and been successful in the NFL, but the SEC just breeds guys for mental toughness. You're going against, especially at Georgia and Alabama, you guys practicing, you're going against pros every damn day.
I don't even want to think about but I had to deal with my freshman sophomore year, man, with that defense.
You're going against pros, man. So that prepares you for, because I'm sure you get drafted to the Bengals, 18th pick. The Bengals called me, say, hey, he wants to wear 71. I said, hey, let's do it. I said, that'll be the third straight 71. No, I'm rocking there in honor of you. That'll be the third straight 71 out of the SEC that's won it. Myself first, my boy Andre Smith, who was the 6th pick with the Bengals. Andre Smith wore for 10 years with the Bengals. Then you came up. So I was like, oh, hell yeah. And Dre and I thought we were too big at it. We were two big guys. You came up. My first say, this dude is a freaking giant with no body fat on him. Like, you got to get the fact that I was like, God damn. So with you and Zeus, boy, you and Zeus are definitely the biggest tandem tackle the Bengals had. And then what's crazy, when you get to your rookie year, you had Trent there in front of you.
Man, yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, this is a big. I thought I was a big ass dude. These some big ass dudes, man. They all can move and athletic. When Trent was younger, Trent was a hooper at Florida. You know what I mean? So talk about the transition into the NFL from college. Get to the Bengals. You're under Frank Pollard, the new O-line coach again. So talk about those moments, your training camp and trying to adjust from the speed of college to the NFL.
Yeah, so I just remember, man, like just coming in. I know I didn't have all the answers. So really what I did was I literally was in Orlando. I was in Orlando right pocket and Trent left pocket. So anything, any information that I could get that I already know I didn't have. I'm talking about I probably was aggravating them to the point where I was like, dude, can you help me explain this? Can you do this? Whatever. And then also too, my right guard, Alex Capel, I played beside. That dude gave me some of the best advice. And I'm talking, I would not know the whole. I'm be honest with you, I would not know the playbook without him. Like
I was the same way.
I'm dead serious. Like I knew most of the stuff, but he taught me the ins and outs of it, how to make it easy and how to group it. I'm talking about every day before, like every camp practice, I would go. He would say, "Come find me." And I'm thinking like, dude, like he just joking. He ain't gonna help. Like he would sit me down in his locker and go through the whole script with me before practice started.
That's big. That's big, man.
I'm talking
That's
about
big.
like, most guys in the NFL. I'm just being honest with you. Like most guys, like get it by yourself. You the first round pick. When you come here, like, man, I came into the room with the most like selfless people possible, and that's like one thing that I feel like helped me so much because guys like Orlando, Trent, and Cap, I'm talking about
Yes.
every single day of camp, no matter what install it was, he sat down and went through every single play with me. If I knew it, we'll skip over it, but he made sure I knew every single play and what to do. Like if I had a question about it, he'll break it down for me from a tackle perspective. And he played right guard, so he only play tackle. He telling me like from a tackle perspective.
It's a pro, man.
This man, like this man caring.
That's a pro, no doubt.
I was like, man, I was so thankful for him, and I always told him, I was like, dude, I know I'm probably aggravating you, but like, I'm very curious, and I want to know everything. He was like, dude, I played with Tristan Wirfs. He was like, I did him the same, and I'm Tristan Wirfs. That's the man one of the highest paid tackles. I want to be where he be at. God willing. But man, just like coming into the league, having 3 guys like that, just helping you day in, day out, man, just helping you understand. Just because like me, I didn't play as many snaps as, all the other rookie tackles in college, but I felt like like I said, I know I was athletic, like more athletically gifted. So I feel like if I put the up here and then on the field stuff together, man, I feel like, that like I'll be fine. But honestly, like I said, I go through camp. I feel like I'm having a pretty good camp, man. Just going through it. Me and Trent going back and forth ones, like being the one tackle, both getting reps. But at the time, I kind of knew like he was gonna start. I mean, just being honest with you, and so I started playing a lot of the big tight end, and a lot of since I play right tackle, or I go to like the big tight end. I'm like, man, like this is like a sick line. I'm lined up beside Trent sometimes, lined up beside Orlando. I'm doing all this extra stuff, and I'm like, I ain't come here to be. I ain't come here to be no big tight end, dog.
Hey, bro, pause a second. I'm laughing, and I want to say because I'm getting old too, bro. I'll be 50 years old on Friday. I'm getting old, so I forget if I don't say this. So I'm laughing because your career seems like almost mirrored my damn career, bro. From everything you've seen since high school to college, from high school being a big guy to college being a highly ranked guy, number 1 guy in the country, wanting to play and getting through college experience, hard ass O-line coaches. Even to now, my rookie year, I came to the Bengals, first round pick. I was the Bengals' first round pick, I think, since like 10 years. So I came in making real good money. And these guys were a room full of guys who had been around for a long time. One making tons of money. They had been fighting, they had been fighting with Mike Brown for money. You know what I mean? And here I come, the new rookie, 10th pick in the draft. My contract. So my boy was Joe Walters. Joe Walters had been there for like 12 years. So in '88, I told you I was in the 8th grade in '88. That was the last time the Bengals had been to the Super Bowl. So I watched them play the Super Bowl and got to the Bengals in '96, and there were still guys on the team from the '88 Super Bowl. And Joe Walters, the guy they drafted me to replace, was still there. So we had to talk about the name of Melvin Chew. So they drafted me to play right. But Melvin ended up getting hurt, played bad. I ended up playing left. But they drafted me to take Joe Walters' job. And Joe knew that. He'd been an old guy. It happened to all of us. It happened to me 13 years later. It happened to me. But so I came in a room of guys. They weren't all on the most friendly terms with our O-line coach, Paul Alexander. Now, here I come, Paul's first round pick. I said, oh, man, these dudes going to hate my guts. They're going to hate my guts. So it was my goal to not let them hate my guts.
Yeah, man.
I came in to do the exact thing you did. I was the best rookie. I did all the rookie duties. I stayed in Joe's right hip, bro. Like, he couldn't move without me. Anytime I gave any interview with the press, no, I'm just learning from Joe. Like, I made sure, and me and Joe and I, we laugh about that now. I said, Joe, I wasn't gonna let y'all hate me because y'all had something going on with Paul, because Paul, O-line coach, what was happening is it happens in football. He was transitioning in the room. He was getting, the older guys was moving them out, and he was bringing in his young class. I think it was Paul's second year there, so they weren't all on the best terms.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that though. So I'm like, well, my goal is to not let these boys hate my guts.
Mhm.
And I did everything I could to be up on the Joe, man. And when I struggled that year, I had I played left. I was a big tight end. So like the Packers called Big Weebies. So they called me all the time, Big Weeby, get your ass in the So I was a tight end for the first 6 games. You know what I mean? I played left tight end, right tight end. And we ended up playing against Pittsburgh, and the line gave me like 10, 11 sacks. So I was okay. They benched my boy, put me in left tackle. So I started the last 10 games. But my first game I played was against Chris Dolman. After 40, he played for the 49ers. Rest in peace, Chris Dolman. He's a Hall of Fame, unbelievable Hall of Famer, unbelievable pass rusher. Look him up. He's unbelievable. He played for the Vikings and ended up with the 49ers. My first game started, I'm playing against him. I played good. We lose the game. It's crazy. We was up 21-0 and lost the freaking game. It was terrible. Head coach gets fired after the game on the plane ride home. Crazy. So my first game I played, I'm like, we lost. My rookie, I'm like, yo, I just shut down Chris Dolman. Like, this shit's easy, bro. Y'all told me the league was hard, bro. Bro, the next game I played against my boy Clyde Simmons, who should have been in the Hall of Fame. Clyde wore my ass out at Jacksonville with the slowest moves, slow ass moves. But Clyde had arms he can reach from me to you right now down South Georgia. How long his arms were? Man, he wore my ass out, bro. And I was like, I started getting the bus label, just like playing off of the line in Cincinnati. For some reason, it's a lot of pressure. Man. Because I know we all laugh about it, or we know. For some reason, because we always have a dynamic quarterback, and the pressure be on you, boy. You let him get hit, boy, your life gonna end. Boy. So,
I tell myself this at one point. I said, before I let you take your helmet off, man, I'm gonna take yours off. Either that,
I'm gonna take it off. You got to.
At this point, hey, call it what you want. Call it. You getting a lot of holdings or whatever, man. But hey, I know I rather get that 15 than you hit him.
I tell players all the time. I say, if it's a run play, don't hold. If he beat you, let him go, because your running back could break through, and break through and get loose. I said, but you getting beat on the side, hold his ass. Like, don't let him. And our trajectory changed with our O-line when we got Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer was our Joe Burrow. Now, I played with Jeff Blake, my boy Jeff Blake, good friend of mine. He was a Pro Bowler early on. Blake got hurt. Then Boomer Esiason came back my second year. Boomer was a starting quarterback. Hold on. Boomer was the league MVP in 1988 when I was in the 8th grade. He came back to the team as a backup in 97, my second year. So imagine me playing with a guy seen on TV when I was 13 years old. Now I'm 22 years old. He's back being a quarterback. Jeff Blake gets hurt. Boomer takes over and we go like 7-2. Our last 9 games, my second year with Boomer Esiason. But we got Carson. Carson was our Joe Burrow, Carson Palmer, #1 pick, California guy. He was going to be the savior, which he did. He helped turn the organization around. So I understand being an offensive lineman for the Bengals and having that pressure, like, boy, you better be the guy that get him hurt. So you go to training camp, and Trent gets hurt. You start the first game? No.
Oh, because remember during I had started my pec. I had like a
the pec thing. That's right.
And I go through camp, man. I feel like I'm doing good, man.
You had a good camp. That's right.
Started bothering me. So I missed the first 2. I missed the Patriots, and I missed the Chiefs game. So third game, I'm ready. Trent go down. I'm like, I'm looking to the sideline. Coach like, why you not in? I was like, oh, I'm good. I was like, I'm going in. So that game, man, it was definitely wild because I walk out on the field and first person to meet me is Joe. He like, you ready? I froze. I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Then I get out the huddle. Deron Payne, as a rookie, your first game, you get the patch on your jersey, the premier patch. Deron Payne pointed at me like this. The rookie.
Wow.
I was like, oh God. I was like, man, it's about to get bad. But I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go in and play football, man. Orlando always told me this. If you ain't doing anything else, play like you 6'8", 350. Like,
And
okay.
I was just going to say that. That's what you play like too. You play like, to me, your body type is I'm sure you know who John DeOgden is. You know John DeOgden.
Definitely.
So J.O. could do stuff that guys couldn't do because he was 6'8", 6'9", 340. And he played that way. He had, and to me, you remind me of his body type because you have the feet of John DeOgden and you have the size and strength that if you can just, I'm sure you tell yourself in your we've never talked about technique before. I kind of made it a thing of mine to kind of always stay away from Bengals linemen. I've never trained a Bengals lineman ever. I never even talked about training a Bengals lineman because I never wanted to be in the way and make guys think, oh, he's trying to make me do what he do. I didn't want to do that. If guys come to me and ask me, I help them out. But when I see you play, to me, I say if he just gets to his spot before a guy gets to his spot, he's 6'8", 350. It's gonna be hard to beat him.
Yeah.
And that's what I admire about your game. You're a big guy, but you got real nimble, light feet that you make it hard for guys to get past you. So, your first year you had Frank Pollard, the O-line coach. Now you with Scott Peters. Scott's the first. Scott's my man. Scott's the first Bengals O-line coach to ever call me, besides Paul Alexander, my O-line coach, when he called me back. Scott got the job, and my boy Levi Jones, who played left tackle for us back in the days. Scott played with Levi Jones was on the state. Levi was like, man, you should call Willie. I give him all the credit in the world. For 3 hours on the phone. I get all the guys and the things he wanted to get accomplished, and I'm super happy about you guys with the direction that I think he's going to take you guys. Because to me, having a Joe Burrow be as dynamic as he is and as big a star as he is, the line, same with Carson Palmer, but I would do the same thing. The line's going to always get blamed for stuff just because the average fan don't know about the line play. You know what I mean? So when folks say, oh, man, the line, I said, boy, the line played better last year than the previous year to me. You know what I mean? It just got messed up when Zeus went down. Zeus went down, that kind of hurt things. I said, but the line actually played better. And I think this year, you guys will be better because I think both you guys are going to be stalwart at tackle. Talk about Scott Peters real quick. Some of the things that he had you guys doing, and how you adjusted to that.
Yeah, man. So I met him in the pre-draft process in college, and I remember when I had my second pro day, he was there helping doing the drills, and I was like, some of the stuff that he was teaching I ain't never seen before, but I could tell it worked because all the old line coaches gathering around and looking. So I'm like, if it don't work, why would they be having their notepads out looking at the man teach why he
No doubt.
his new techniques and stuff? So it's crazy. He was with the Patriots at the time, and he wanted to come on a 30 visit, but I didn't get to make the 30 visit because I already had 16 of them lined up. I was packed. So it's crazy how the world works because now he's my whole line coach, and when he got there, I just remember him teaching we basically out with last year's technique. We've been teach a whole new technique, everything.
Wow,
man, for the most part, man, he's done a real good job with the rookies. Like I said, with the second, third year guys, leaving in the vets, man, just helping us break down and understand there's so many parts to to the game that you can that you can use. And teaching us like these different hand strikes, these hand combinations, like stance and stuff. Like I've never been more comfortable in my stance
Wow.
than right now.
Wow.
And just like me, I wasn't a big puncher. Like as you saw, like I was
Mhm.
gonna grab it. I like to grab because I know if I grab, I just work close, so I know if I grab it in my bare hands, like I'm
Same way, yeah.
but now he's teaching us these hand strikes, these hand combos of like how you can hit guys and how you can hit them in a spot where it's like, dude, they'll probably freeze up. It's like it's actually crazy. And then run game stuff, just like me, just I always like I feel like in the run game last year, I always played with kind of a wider base, but just narrowing it down and just knowing when like and to throw your hand, especially like on the backside of a combo, like and like the small stuff like that, man. It's just I feel like it's gonna help us a lot, man. Like everybody's, like I said, everybody's buying in, everybody's listening, and everybody's asking questions. That's the best thing you can do is ask questions because we're not used to it. So,
Mhm.
man, it's gonna be good, man. Like I said, we taking step by step just because like it's a new coach, it's a new process,
Mhm.
it's a new scheme for us. But like I said, man, we buying in, everybody's enjoying it, and man, I feel like we're gonna have a pretty good year, man. Just because I feel like this is like I said, last year was a good group, but I feel like this group is gonna be even better just because we're more used to each other. And then like I said, Orlando's back. Like I said, he had some nagging leg injury. I had my hand at the end of the year. We got Lucas from free agency. He's like I said, a great guard. Like I said, I've been enjoying him since he got here. We got Dylan, the guy who I'm familiar with, who I played
Got,
with.
got Dylan got Dylan with, yeah.
Yeah, big Dylan over here wrestling people in the
I saw that. That's crazy.
good stuff. Like I said, man, we got Ted, a 10, 11-year vet at center, man. Like I said, I'm very excited, man. So, like I
what
said,
what what's something that you learned your rookie year that you was like, damn, if you had to tell a college lineman this, like what's something that you learned, like, damn, I had no idea that NFL offensive lineman had to do this. I had to know this. Because in college the game is different. Like the game is different.
man, it's so much, man. I would tell you this: when you're at home, they don't throw as like when you playing like in conference, they don't throw as much at you as they gonna throw at you on the road. I remember when we played the Ravens. I remember like of like our first. I was like, other than the Cleveland when we played them at home. I remember we played the Ravens. I was like, dang, like they like they're pretty good. But I remember like it was kind of like simple, like kind of vanilla what they were doing on defense, like look wise. But we went on the road. I was like, oh
In
man,
the road.
like
Whole scene.
that's when they really bring it. Like week 17, whenever we played Pittsburgh. They they didn't do all them crazy blitz and stuff, man. Jay was in wide 11 techniques at end, man. So I'm like, man, like as a rookie, man, just understand.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm tripping, but that's how I looked at it. Even Orlando said the same thing. He was like, they gonna throw the house at you whenever you on the road. Just know that. And I
Yep.
know that too with Dallas. We played Dallas on the road. Man, I ain't never seen so many mugged up linebackers before in my life, man. It was
Mugged up linebackers. You don't know who coming. Twist game. And the relate that's something that Lane Johnson and I talked about last week about the relationship that tackle got to have with his guard.
yeah.
Like I learned this. It took me a while to learn this, and because um, my old line coach Paul, he's sweaty and tell me, but early on in my career, Paul wrote me a letter, and the letter said, "You're a really good player, but you think right now it's just only about you being good." And at 23, I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, what you mean? I'm blocking my guy? What the fuck? I only learned no. Like, what you talking about?" I wish I had knew that as I got. I learned that as I got older, but I wish I had cared more about the group as a young guy as I did when I got older. When I got older, I was the leader of the line. I made sure we met extra. We went to go eat. You know what I mean? I was doing everything we can because now as I got older, I wanted to win. Because I had gone through freaking 7 years of losing, bro. It took me to my 8th year to start winning. And ironically, it was my 8th year when I first made my first Pro Bowl. The team got good. But I had way better individual years prior to that, but the team wasn't good. You know what I mean? So I would say early on, man, like just make sure you involve, you guys different. The Bengals whole setup now is different. You guys are gonna win. My first couple of years, boy, it was like you may go to a 3-13 season, like what I mean, and have to show your wit by, oh man, when it gets tough, when you get down, play your ass off. You never know that film gonna always keep watching. You guys are different because you guys have got a winning team now. So, but I learned later on how important it was to make sure the guy beside me is playing high level football too.
Mhm.
And that come with he and I going to meet together, going out to eat, hang out together, because your guard is your lifeline as a tackle. I told Lane the other day on the podcast, I said, hey, I used to tell my boy Bobby Williams and my boy Mike Goss, the two guys I played with, Ken Blackman too, early on in my career, who was a real good guard. But Mike Goss and Bobby Williams at the end of my career, my two guards, probably my two best guards I had. I used to tell them all the time, I said, look, man, if we got a slide protection on, it's coming to me. We had a Ringo call coming to the right. If we got I said, bro, I don't care if God call you to the left. You come to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna sit in the end inside, and you better have your ass there.
Man,
And the great thing about it, my O-line coach was a tackle-oriented coach.
Oh, yeah.
Tackle got first deals, everything.
I love that.
Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you love that. So if it's a slide, if I throw him inside, they ain't your fault, Willie. That's his guy. You know what I mean? So our guards knew on the slide call, if I throw that guy inside, or if I overset it and make him go inside, they're gonna kill him. So I would never get out. I would never get inside moves because guys were scared of my guard.
That's the feeling though. Make them run that.
That's the best feeling, bro. So on ETs, we go on ETs. I bring that in inside. My guards, my boy Bobby Williams. Bobby Williams was like 365, bro, 370, with big ass head. And Bobby used to tattoo these dudes. I bring him inside. All I had to do is let my hand out the way. My hand got the way.
Man.
Bobby crushing them. So we would never get ETs. So it'd be so funny. We'd be in our stands, and I'd be like, I read the end. I'd be like, Bobby. He'd be like, and Bobby from Texas. He'd be like, already, I got it.
Ready.
And they start calling that shit off. The ends are like, call it off, because they see they see on film, if we can read your ET text, we're gonna punish that end. And ends are the lighter guys, so they hate getting punished. So it would make I learned early on in the NFL early on that if you can shut them games off early on, you'll stop getting them. But if you don't stop them, you get them all damn day. Yeah. And the same teams you just mentioned, Pittsburgh, the Ravens, bro, forever been the same way. They're giving you exotic blitzes, twist games. They bring the house, and it makes you really. That's why I say people don't understand how intricate the O-line position is, because it's the toughest skill. I think it's the toughest skill to learn physically, besides playing one-on-one cornerback. Yeah. And I think that the most toughest mentally, I think, is the quarterback position.
Of course, yeah.
But physically, it's us.
Yeah,
bro. You 6'8", 340. If Lane, for the same thing the other day with Lane. If you and Myles Garrett got in a race, a one-on-one race, the entire world would bet their money on Myles Garrett to beat you 100% of the time, every time, 10 out of 10. But that same kind of people want you to beat him 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 pass blocking.
By going backwards.
By going backwards. They don't understand that. Hey, hold on. You said earlier about being the SEC. Loud as hell. I can't hear the snap count.
Man.
And we got a golden boy quarterback that everybody wants to hit.
Man.
Everybody want to hit him. Because if you don't hit him,
I don't know what they problem is with, man. I don't know what they problem is on Q, man. They be bad. He got a target on him. I'm like, God,
bro, because he gonna kill you. Because think about it. If they don't get it, Joe gonna rip you apart.
Apart. I don't witness it.
So the game plan is to go, like, you guys are like the Secret Service, bro, as Joe the president. And you guys got terrorists coming from every angle, trying to bring everything they can to come try to kill him. So I always get that analogy with O-line, man. Give me a Joe Burrow story. On the
Man,
field, in the heat of battle, whatever you got.
so as we can see, like the little show came out on Netflix. So the
Oh
clip
yeah.
it showed a clip where he snapped. But that clip, I wasn't like that clip wasn't. I thought it was the one where he snapped towards me, but it wasn't. But I was there the story before anybody even found out. But
Yeah, go ahead.
it
Exclusive right here. Exclusive.
we was not snapping the ball, and I knew it. And we like, if he jumped, you better reach out and touch him. I'm like, all right. So I got T Higgins right here, like he like kind of lined up in the slot. And I'm like right there on me. So I'm like, if this end jump, he kind of wide. So I'm like, is he gonna touch him or am I gonna touch him? I don't know. Man, he fake clapped. Man, Artie T jumped in the neutral zone. Me and T stood still as a rock. And we didn't touch him, man, I ain't never seen Joe that mad before in my life. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna start this game. I've had one of the best pass rushers I've ever had. And this man right here is livid on the sideline. I'm talking about coach can't calm him down. I was like, oh my God, like he gonna hate me. Like we talk every day.
Oh, Tennessee game.
Yeah, Tennessee
Tennessee
game.
game.
Yep. I
I
was like,
remember that play. I remember that
he
play.
like Justin work me up again. I said, oh God, I'm finna go to the bench. They finna start somebody else. Man, we get to the we win. Thank God we won. Man, we get done. Joe on the plane. I look at him. He look at me. I was like, oh God. I was like, I ain't gonna even say nothing, but he ended up looking back at me. We ended up talking about it. I was like, oh my God. I just knew though when we came back Monday, because we always have Tuesdays off. I just knew coach was gonna play that. If he was like, all right, guys, we go through a lot of things. He ain't say no names, he ain't call no names at all. But I knew it was towards my direction. He was like, but guys, we do this all the time. I'm talking about I always be the first one to touch. I'm jumping out touching him. I don't know what in that moment made me not touch that dude in the neutral zone, man. I don't know. But when he showed that clip, he was like, "God, we gotta touch him. Like, come on, y'all. We too good for this." I said, like my wingspan 8 feet. If I would reach out, just put my
Put your finger there.
man, all would have been avoided. But man, I was like, I ain't know if he had crossed enough. I was like, if I jump out there, they might call a phone. Man,
It's a Ricky mindset. What's gonna be cool for you though? What's gonna be cool for you is probably this year, definitely your third, fourth year, you're gonna start feeling different about how you see Joe Burrow. Because you're gonna be a starter and you're gonna start to see it. It's a confidence, that you're gonna get that like, oh, I'm not scared of Joe anymore. So the rookie, let's face it, I'm scared of my quarterback who's been there before me. I don't want to get him killed. He's the man. But when you get to your second, third, fourth year, you start to see that, hey man, we all here working together.
Yeah.
And although he is probably the most important person on that team, he also know that he can't do a damn thing without you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you start to get that confidence by your second, third, fourth year. Once you've been around for a couple of years, like how I'm sure Zeus feel about it. Like Zeus been in the battle with him,
Yeah.
and Zeus is not. Oh, that's Joe Burrow. Oh, because you passed that. We all go through that with our big time quarterbacks as rookies. I was saying with Jeff Blake, and Jeff is my boy right now. That's my dog right now, and it's all about you going through a process, man. And I'm sure you're hoping, and I know the Bengal world is definitely hoping that you take that big second year sophomore jump, and then towards the end of your second year, it should be a light zone click on. By halfway, you will feel better, but towards the end, you'll be like, you know what? Something clicking on that I'm starting to get a feeling that I just understand how to block guys. Then your third year, it switches on, like automatic switches on. You know what I mean? It happened last year for Paris. Paris and I, we would he would either send me 1,000 videos of his film, or I had access to his film. I would watch film with him, and I could just see the maturation of him maturing during the season, and go with film with him. We still would train sometimes, but you'll see a jump, man. Just keep studying your game. You have the perfect attitude to be successful. You know what I mean? And I read somewhere that your goal is to be a Pro Bowler. I'm hoping you get way more Pro Bowls than me. You know what I mean? And have great success because, man, you're a good kid, man. You deserve it. Keep working your ass off. the Bengals fans have so much expectation for you, and because it is an honor being, it's a lineage, from Munoz to myself and to you guys, Whitworth. There's a lineage, to Zeus now, then to you. There's a lineage of guys at that position playing tackle, and the guys who played it for the Bengals, we know how tough it is to play, especially when you got a real good quarterback. And you guys have a great quarterback in Joe Burrow. And the average person don't understand the amount of pressure it takes every week to not want to be the guy to get that guy hit. You know what I mean? To put forth the running game and everything's sitting around the quarterback right now. You know what I mean? Even running the football, Carson Palmer's been a huddle with us like, Big Willie, y'all got to give me 6 yards, 4 yards on this carry right here. If we could stay in second, if we could stay in second and 6, and third and manageable, the great quarterback, they're going to kill guys. And we got better as an O-line once we started figuring out that if we gave Carson Palmer manageable downs with our receivers and our run game, we would destroy guys. And I think you guys have been in the same position. And we're all looking forward, man, to have you guys having a great season. You having a great career. I've been wanting to do this for a whole year. It's an interview with you, so I appreciate it. I'm sure the fans going to love it, man. And, it's 71-71, dog.
Yes, sir.
Carry the number on to get you on. We pulling for you, man. God bless, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate it, dog.